She froze when she saw it, her daughter's handwriting on a crisp white envelope sitting on the CEO's polished desk. Her heart pounded as she picked it up trembling and read the first line. "Dear Mr. CEO, please don't fire my mommy!" Her vision blurred with tears. She hadn't even realized her daughter knew who she worked for, or how desperate things had become. But this letter, this single innocent letter, would change everything. You're watching Hopeful Stories, where every story reminds us that kindness, faith, and love can rewrite even the darkest chapters of life. If you believe that hope still exists in unexpected places, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Hopeful Stories right now, because what happens next will melt your heart and change how you see people forever. The clock struck 11 p.m., and the city lights outside shimmered against the tall glass windows of Cole Industries. Inside, the offices were dark and silent, except for the soft hum of a vacuum cleaner and the faint sound of footsteps echoing down the hall. Maria Dawson pushed her cleaning cart slowly, exhaustion weighing heavy in every step. Her hands were cracked from detergent, her back ached, and her eyes burned from another sleepless night. But she kept moving. She had to. At 35, Maria was a single mother raising her 7-year-old daughter, Lily. Her life was a series of night shifts and early mornings, but she never complained. She couldn't afford to. Her husband had left years ago, leaving behind nothing but unpaid bills and broken promises. Since then, Maria had made one vow, to never let her daughter go hungry. Every night, she came to this skyscraper to clean the offices of people she would never meet. People who earned in a month what she made in a year. She'd heard stories about the CEO, Ethan Cole, young, brilliant, and ruthless. "He doesn't even smile," one of the other cleaners had whispered. "They say he fired someone just for being late once." Maria didn't judge him. She just did her job quietly, carefully. That night, as she pushed her cart toward the top floor, the CEO's floor, she hummed softly, the melody of a lullaby she used to sing to Lily. It kept her company. Lily had begged her not to go to work tonight. "Mommy, stay home, please," she'd said, holding her hand tightly. But bills didn't stop coming, and rent didn't wait. When Maria entered the CEO's office, she paused for a moment, as she always did. The space was stunning. Sleek black furniture, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city, a desk so spotless it reflected the skyline. She smiled sadly. "If I had this office, I'd never leave," she whispered. She began dusting, wiping, and straightening the items on the desk. That's when she noticed it, an envelope sitting neatly in the center of the desk, her daughter's handwriting unmistakable. Her heart dropped. "No," she whispered, grabbing it. On the front, written in careful blue crayon, were the words, "To Mr. CEO from Lily Dawson." Maria's stomach twisted. "Oh my God, Lily, what did you do?" Her hands trembled as she opened the envelope. Inside was a folded letter written on pink notebook paper. The words were shaky, but clear. "Dear Mr. CEO, my mommy cleans your office every night. She works very hard, but she cries sometimes when she thinks I'm asleep. Please don't fire her. I try to help, but I'm little. I'll be good and do my homework. She just needs a chance. Love, Lily." Tears streamed down Maria's face. She pressed the letter to her chest, sobbing quietly. How had Lily even gotten here? She remembered now, the night before, she'd brought Lily with her for an hour because she couldn't find a babysitter. She must have left the letter then. Panic surged through her. If the CEO found this, he might think she was using her daughter to get sympathy. She could lose her job, her only income. She turned toward the shredder in the corner, ready to destroy it, when a deep voice behind her said, "What are you doing in here?" Maria froze. Her blood ran cold. She turned slowly, and there he was. Ethan Cole himself, standing in the doorway, wearing a dark suit and an expression that was impossible to read. I was just cleaning," she stammered, hiding the letter behind her back. "At midnight?" His voice was low, calm, but it carried authority. "Everyone's gone. Why are you still here?" She swallowed hard. "Just finishing up, sir." "I didn't know anyone was—" He took a step closer. "What's that in your hand?" She hesitated, then slowly held out the letter, her eyes filling with tears. It's from my daughter. I'm so sorry, sir. She didn't mean any harm. Please don't fire me. Ethan glanced at the letter. Your daughter wrote this? Yes, Maria whispered. She's just a child. She doesn't understand. He was silent for a long moment, reading the note under the dim office light. Then his expression softened, just slightly. Your daughter's worried you'll be fired? Maria's voice broke. She worries about everything. About rent, about food, about me working too much. I try to protect her from it, but she sees more than she should. Ethan said nothing. He looked out the window, the city lights reflected in his eyes. Then he said quietly, I know what that's like. Maria blinked, confused. Sir? But before she could ask, he turned back toward her and said, Go home, Maria. It's late. And bring your daughter tomorrow morning. I'd like to meet her. She stared at him, speechless. Meet her? Yes, he said simply. That letter deserves an answer. If this story has already touched your heart, don't forget to like and subscribe to Hopeful Stories, because Chapter 2 will show you how a single letter of love can change 2 lives forever. Maria barely slept that night. Her mind raced with questions. Why did the CEO want to meet Lily? Was he angry? Was this his way of firing her in person? By morning, she felt sick with worry, but Lily was excited. Do you think he liked my letter, Mommy? She asked, clutching her little stuffed bunny. Maria forced a smile. I'm sure he read it. When they arrived at Cole Industries, the security guard smiled warmly. Mr. Cole said to send you straight up. To the top floor. It felt unreal. Maria's hands were shaking as they entered the CEO's office again. This time, sunlight filled the room, and Ethan Cole stood by the window, looking out at the city below. When he turned, his eyes softened at the sight of Lily. You must be Lily, he said gently, kneeling down. I got your letter, Lily smiled shyly. Did you like it? He nodded. Very much. It was the most honest thing I've read in a long time. Maria's heart clenched. Mr. Cole, I'm so sorry. I promise she won't, but Ethan raised a hand. Maria, stop apologizing. You should be proud. You're raising a daughter who's brave enough to stand up for the person she loves most. Tears welled in Maria's eyes. I just don't want pity, sir. I work hard. I don't want handouts. Ethan smiled faintly. Neither do I. He walked to his desk and pulled out a folder. When I was a kid, he said quietly, my mother cleaned offices at night too. I used to wait for her in the lobby. I hated seeing her exhausted. But she always told me that hard work was her way of loving me. Your daughter reminded me of her, Maria gasped softly. She hadn't expected this. Ethan continued, I can't change your past, Maria, but I can offer you a better future. I want you to manage our new internal housekeeping division. Full-time position, benefits, better pay. You've been cleaning this company for years. It's time you help run part of it. Maria covered her mouth, tears spilling freely. Sir, I don't know what to say. Say yes, Ethan said with a smile. And tell Lily she's hired as my official morale officer. Her job is to keep me smiling, Lily giggled. I can do that. The room filled with laughter, and for the first time in years, Maria felt something she'd almost forgotten, peace. That night, as she tucked Lily into bed, she whispered, You saved us, baby? Lily smiled sleepily. No, Mommy, you saved me first. Maria looked at her daughter, tears in her eyes, and realized that sometimes miracles don't come wrapped in gold or fortune. They come in crayon letters, written by small hands with big hearts. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to Hopeful Stories, where every story reminds us that hope is never lost and kindness can change everything.